Great and beautiful morning, afternoon, and evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this moment. Welcome to 257 edition of Investdata Trading Academy Live with Ambrose. Yes, we saw yesterday that the market closed positive here down here in Nigeria. Also, across the globe, we saw that the market was more better than expected, even when the US no GDP figure were below expectation, but still market no film up yesterday across the globe. That's why I tell you that whatever that happened in US has a way of influencing what other market. As we speak now, I'll tell you that the market across the globe are also open miss this morning and miss what and miss earnings expectation, and also analysis of these earnings also weighing on on the market as more corporate earnings are expected to hit the market, especially from the from the technology sector. All eyes on what on the giant Amazon result to also to come around today. And the US market yesterday we saw that market closing positive, but this morning, as I told you, all these matured market stock market are mixed. Some are edging those down marginally, some are in green marginally, just like that across the globe. In US market as we speak now, I'll tell you that the indices there are mixed. Also the same trend in Europe and Asia. Why Africa market was seeing a positive market here, in this Africa. But good thing for us that as being the last trading day of the week, and also at the same time the last trading day of the month of April, all eyes are on this earnings, because this time we expect to see more earnings hitting the market and giving investors an insight where to put their fund forward for the rest of the year, being the first quarter of the year. Also, don't forget that this we're spending is also management account, just to tell you what to do with your what the company where you have put money, or where you can look at now as what as investor. But the good thing is that, as we have said, because of the fear of recession, and we know factor that are driving recession is the high interest rate, which also have favored some sector in the market, and also why the most economy are already crying because of this high interest, because most of this economy are contrasting because of what? Because of high cost of funds. Businesses are not in their full capacity to also drive what the growth expected. We expect that very soon there will be normalization of interest rate also according to that has the also impacting the whole thing, the global market. But the good news there is that in any market situation, there's always a sector that will benefit from it. Also, like I always say in any of my meeting, that as a trader or investor, you don't just look at what is happening in the market. You must have things that will guide you. One, you must understand the fundamental aspect of the market and also the economy, because you can't separate the economy totally from the market, because we all say that stock market is a leading indicator that tells you what is happening in the economy. That means if you really want to know how Nigeria economy is faring, you really want to just look at the Nigeria Stock Exchange and see the performance there. That will give you an indication or a kind of an hint. But it's also in mature market. That means if the economy is doing well, it's going to reflect in the market. Also, if the market is doing well, it's going to reflect on the economy. That means you need to also understand. And in that sense, not looking at the company earnings alone. In company earnings, these are what individual like you and I want to look at, because we're investing in those companies to know what is happening. And if these company earnings are becoming stronger and also there's liquidity in the market, you're bound to see stock prices going up. But if the earnings are not doing well, there's liquidity, there's a level of price movement will go, because but if the two are positive, earnings is looking up and liquidity in the market, you see the market also skyrocketing. But now that we're seeing that their result is coming for Q1, to give investor an insight what you should do for this financial year, and also what is happening globally. I believe that as investor, there's no cause for you to panic, but you look at the macroeconomic data where you are, that will give you a clear indication what you should be seeing going into the future. I believe this is also going to guide us very well as investors. That's why tomorrow at the premium class, I'll be looking at these numbers in details, and also the basic thing I want to kind of point out that should guide us as investor or trader to look at. It's not just looking at the top line and looking at the bottom line. There are extra things that you need to know, so that at the end of the day, if this company earnings continue to trend up on quarterly basis, what does it signify? If it's going to decline, or we'll see a first quarter that's impressive and we'll see a Q2 that's declining, they have role to play, and that is why we need to go around and see that we understand how to interpret these numbers and know how to take advantage of it to position our portfolio. It's very, very important. And that is why at any given time, Don't look away from your fundamental. And for you to be successful in trading or investing, you must at any given market condition or any market cycle know how to combine some factors that will give you a clear indication where you should go and where you should keep away from. These are why knowledge in investing is very important. That's why we continue to learn and tell people that in this market or in this investment world, there is no day for graduation. Continue to learn and learn. You learn from those that are experienced, you learn from those that are coming, you learn from the book, you learn from what you are doing physically and what the trend is happening, because trend will always repeat itself. You need to understand all this so that at the end of the day, you become a better and knowledgeable investor. And when you are a knowledgeable investor, I will tell you, you're able to manage your risk very well. And I tell you, you don't panic out when others are panicking, because you understand what is happening. And also, as I said earlier, if you look at the oil price in the global market, it remains choppy. This oil price that is going up and down is also what is also driving the oil price oscillating. And that's also driving the oscillation or volatility we are seeing in other markets, because our oil price has a way of influencing other sectors or other instruments. As we speak now, oil has edged lower again this morning to trade around yesterday night. It was up, but this morning it's also as more quarter results, first quarter are coming now, and also the disappointing U.S. Economic growth that we saw. I told you earlier that to show that there's stagnation in that economy, things are not looking right. For me, these are the things that investors are looking, and also oil price also slowed down in that regard, because fear of recession, I've said yesterday, has increased, and even when the booking in China for this holiday has increased to show that the demand for high demand for oil. Still, no, we have not balanced to reflect on the price of oil, but the fear of demand for oil are also part of what is driving the oil price up and down. For me, both traders and investors in the market should just allow their investment objective to guide them and know how to pitch their tent in those sectors and in companies that has good fundamentals, sound fundamentals, and also we are seeing their earnings even from their last year 2022 to see this Q1 number and see how the trend is going. Their quarterly performance and the quarterly performance we're seeing, is they keeping an uptrend, or just to see Q4 very good and Q1 is down, Q1 very good, Q2 is down. No, you want to understand all those companies and also know the season that people some companies, and also what is also driving their activity. Is there a policy in that industry that's driving it? How far will the policy last? Because I tell you, this policy has the way of influence. That's why we say that not to look at market direction, that 50% of market of influence on an individual stock is where the market is going. If the market is trending up, it has capacity of dragging stocks up, and that is where liquidity. But if market is going down, it said also sectorial performance or also has the way of influencing company in that sector. And if there is positive policy affecting that sector, it has the way of also bringing those companies that if there's a negative policy, going to affect all in that sector. You need to understand all this and see how you can key into it and see where the companies are heading, especially with this Q1 number. As I said, that even when before now, there's kind of a predetermined or focus that want to see a missed number. Yes, that missed number is what still we're seeing. But I'll tell you, the majority of companies that are so far down here in NGS have done pretty well for Q1. But those that you are seeing that their numbers are disappointing, what is the reason? How are you going to train that position? And those that are seeing that are positive, how are you going to position going into the future? Because if they are first Q1, are they likely to continue this trend in this year? You want to also get that part and see how you can position along that line. It's very, very key. Back to international market, for European market, because of the missed economic data that is going down in that environment. I think the market there is flat, and also all eyes are on what on the projected Q1 activities that are likely also to slow down because of high interest rate weighing on the business activity in that environment. But don't forget that seasonality anytime has a way of playing. Now that Q1 is around the corner, they're also giving us insight how the companies are fared for Q1 and also how the economy in general are fared for Q1. And don't forget that in that zone, Germany is one of the biggest economy, and any data that comes from Germany has a way of also speaking for that domain or that zone. That's why when Germany numbers come out very effective, impressive, people want to react to it also. But ahead of the European Central Bank meeting, we are seeing that the policy meeting might be next week, which is from on the 5th, while that of Fed is on the 3rd. We want to see what is going to come out from this meeting. That is also what is driving the volatility. But it's a pretty good news that yesterday, despite the weaker economic data, we saw that market in US and also Europe, all more were in green apart from one index were down, but that is a good one. But in Asia, continue to see mixed trend. But I believe that the oil price also what is driving there. But the thing again is that what is happening in Russia and Ukraine is not having matter, and that is also many economy and many companies are factoring this in to their plan or into their work decision, so that at the end of the day, they not be caught by on the by the web. That is why you also as investor, you must also guide your decision on what to do in this regard. Is very very important, and so that at the end of the day, we that are playing the market will not also be looking back and say why did I take this one, but rather all this is happening is going to guide us. And the good thing is that as a trader investor, once you are looking at your chart, you see all these things, giving you, an insight or idea of what you should do, because the all the activity was seen going to reflect what on the chart, and that is good thing for investors or traders at any given time. Now that we are seeing more numbers that are being released to the market, I want to quickly look at just few of them that because tomorrow we'll be doing more of these earnings on the premium class. But I think I've discussed some yesterday. For this morning, I want to look at the result that came from from MTN yesterday. Want to see that number. This is a sector that we expect to see, more activities and also reflection on the number. Is the number telling us how the company has fared? Is the reflection of it, or this company is becoming matured and also stable for us to know that yes, it has come to stay, and because of that, we can also jump in even when the growth we are seeing, their numbers are not too attractive, and also what are we doing with this number? It's very very important to know that this a Q1 number and stability of the company is very very important. And when you see a company that in that kind of a business, what would you do with your what with your position in that, knowing that this company continue to change on the what on a quarterly basis and also daily basis because of what is happening and driving their the activities is you and I. How the economy drives. We're going to digital economy. These companies are rolling out more product line to support their cash flow. But at the end of the day, is it reflecting on their bottom line? And also, is the price we're buying it, is it high? Are we sure that as they are growing like this, what is what is in for us as a investor or traders in the market? If you look at the figure that came from MTN yesterday and many others, I'll tell you generally I'll say that the number that came yesterday being towards the people who want to meet the deadline for submitting the result. Today we're going to see more of that. But we have seen that these numbers are not bad at all. Only few that I said earlier. But if you look at the earnings for the turnover for MTN, for me, I'll say this is not bad. The turnover was impressive. It's a good one. We saw a movement from 470.98 to 568.14 billion, which is good in parametrication for me because they said that the top line was up by 21%, which is also good for me. But if you look at the cost implication, cost of sale and all, I see that at the end of the day, the profit after tax for me was merely flat, but just 5% up for the first quarter, and this is just beginning of the year. And we expect that going to the future, we must see a better number. Look at the bottom line, we move from 96.82 billion to 101.3 billion, just up by 5% as well shared. And this translates to an earning per share for the quarter, and earning per share of the quarter for 4 naira 98 kobo for first quarter. Good one. That means on the strength of this first quarter, the possibility of this company achieving 15 naira earning per share to 18 naira, or depending on what the second quarter other consumption will be, is a possibility. Looking at around 17 to 18 naira full year, and that also support their payout at the end of the day. But for those that are here, this stock on industry where it is, it's a form of defensive stock. It depends on your investment objective. You can also look at it and see what we do. But this number for me is not a bad number accurately, but just we expected to be more than this. But this is a good start for the new financial year for MTN. On that note, I would say that if you are in this position, in this kind of position, just hold and watch, because who believe that there is expected move in this stock if it maintains its uptrend. And also don't forget that it's also an interim dividend paying company by end of June. We also be looking at to see some dividend from this company. That's why you need to keep your eyes in this kind of company so that you can enjoy some things that are regular in terms of payout that they are being, and also that will support the price, because consistency is very very important. And companies, investors, knowing companies that are very regular in their dividend payout, they want to stay put because we are all in the market world to enjoy benefit in some of reward from this company. That is why you don't need to look away from these companies that are consistent in their payout, so that at the end of the day, you will be in for what a good deal. Yes, I want to quickly look at the latest one, which I know you have seen it. You know, the result that came from Fidelity. Fidelity result, we saw that that number from Fidelity was fantastic, and this is a financial result. I also saw the one that came from Women Bank. This is an impressive number. But for Fidelity, I would say this is a number that able to to 337.05 billion. That can see this is a good growth for me for them. And also, if you look at the PAT for the period, this almost 100% growth in their PAT. It moved from 23.1 billion to 46.72 billion, and this tells you that more than almost 100% of flat 100% growth. Also, if you look at the bank interest income for the period, you can see that even their loan advance and loan has also increased. It tells you that they have really done a good job. If you look at their interest income, doubled almost 100% growth from 186.78 to 278. Can tell you that these are what investors are looking at. And this consistent is also a good thing that Fidelity has come to demonstrate that at the end of the day, the bank is moving away from, gradually from, second tier to something else, whether it's joining the group of Access Bank and, group of, Stanbic Bank and IBTC. But I know that with all these affiliates doing now, with the new dividend they started, 10 kobo and the 40 kobo, altogether 50 kobo, it's a good move for them against 35 kobo they paid last year. That means they grow their dividend with 15 kobo for this current financial result. For me, it's a good one for Fidelity. Then if you look at the profit margin, not looking bad, but still they need to work more on their cost. But I believe that this is a good result that investors should also want to look at and also try to consider looking the world of Fidelity. A good thing that is also gaining this money for because of the 40 kobo, an impressive number. For investors in this kind of position, I would say wait and take your dividend, and also look forward for the Fidelity first quarter any moment from now. Even if it's possible today or tomorrow, the first quarter will hit the market, and that also be an insight what to do. You can see that most of the first quarter that came so far in the financial sector have not really pushed these prices up because it's a Q1 number, but that open the eyes of investors where these companies these banks are moving if they maintain this kind of number. For me, this number for Fidelity is a good one to guide us at any given time as an investor in this bank. On this note, we'll stop here while we'll be more on others tomorrow afternoon, hopefully by God's grace. Quick one, want to look at what is the market doing right away on the floor, but want to start from the market itself, what the market trading. It's good thing that we need to understand the trend of the market. If you look at the chart already here, for account to the figures, chart has keep on making what a lower high, and that is a good thing. For I can see that for almost 7 consistent day, we have seen market on the green, and that continue. And when you see market in this manner, what you also look at is that it informs you that profit taking is also possible at this point, and that's why I said as an investor, there's no emotion when trading. Have your goal, and also trade your plan. When you trade your plan, you know your entry and exit strategy. You'll be tossed away by the market up and down. Knowledge is key, and that knowledge you continue to acquire it every day. In your investment life, there's no day you say I've known this. No, you learn more. Also share your knowledge so that at the end of the day, you become beneficial and also guide you your investment decision. As we speak now, the market is trading at 52,425.10. The market is up by in terms of basic point 189.22. That is almost 0.38% in the green. This is a good news for the market at this hour. And if you look at the market breadth is also positive for having 21 gainers against 15 losers as we speak. And if you look at the top losers this hour, we can see Transcorp leading with a 9.9% down in the red, trade around the 281 kobo, and we're not surprised Transcorp at this time. Profit taking has hit the stock as people that have entered earlier are trying to take profit, and which is part of investment anywhere in the world. Profit taking is part of the intricacies or part of what equity or stock trading anywhere. Also, we can see that the Champion Brewery also followed by Royal Exchange, you can see ABC Transport and Livestock. These livestock and also have been the news in terms of capital appreciation. We are not surprised that we are seeing profit taking a slowdown. That does not say that the earnings reported was bad or just because profit taking. I tell you that you are that in transport in the livestock, you need to keep your eyes crossed around crossed and keep your eyes in the market to see what will happen subsequently. But I believe that the numbers we are seeing will be a guide to see where people can start putting their trend for the current financial year. Yes, if you look at the top gainers, we are seeing that the insurance company is the ones coming up now. You can see the sovereign trust insurance leading with a 100% gain, followed by by Beja Paint. Beja Paint is also on the gainer chart, 9.9%. Capri has sustained its rally since they released their impressive Q1. You can see the market reacting to this number. You can see the beauty of liquidity and what earnings. When earnings are found to find way to that end, and you can see that market also inflow has improved. Look at the money flow index, which we're going to do at the chart, has also improved. Now you can see that the sovereign trust, Beja Paint, Capri, computer warehouse group, and we can see the linkage assurance. These are the top gainers as to speak. But in terms of volume, you need to know the most active stocks at this hour. Transport remains the most active stock with 72.1 million share traded so far, and you can see access call with 10 naira 35 kobo, 10 naira 25 kobo. Sorry, okay, 25 kobo, and traded about 63.2 million shares. UBA 7.85 kobo, 39.3 million shares traded. Fidelity is down a little again, profit taking also with the result. Doing it at touch almost 572 this morning. Doing it now 530, trading about 30.9 million shares, followed by Champs. Champs also was seen at 28 kobo, trading about 24.2 million shares as we speak. These are the market situation. Then back to the chart. The chart has shown us that we are seeing a kind of recovery that will sustain. You can see the chart here. This is a good sign. Yesterday, I drew a line here, and that line also should be there because trend line is part of what you use to also analyze your position when you are looking at the market to see where the market is going from there. If you can see from this line I'm drawing now, the line must touch 2 or 3 important places before it says a trend. You can see that this trend, you can see this one, 2 here, 3, and you can see this market is still trading below the T line. Once it break it out, that will confirm another uptrend. Fine one because it has broken out a trend line. And for me, it's a good one that we're seeing that volume also today is relatively low. You can see that volume is below this black line here. You can see it here. But the good thing is that market has maintained what a lower high. No, not a lower lows we have seen before now, before this rebound and has been sustained. You can see the trend here. If it's maintained, you might see the market coming up. But because you are entering the month of transition, we need to see some statement. Already we have seen that the first appointment have been made by the ADC of the president-elect, and also at the end of first meeting yesterday, next meeting, the economic council yesterday, saw that they suspended, also agreed to suspend the subsidy removal until this economic government settle. We also will see all this playing. We want to see also some statement of body language of the president-elect when they come in. Then in 100 days in office, in between now and that day, a lot of things will come and to guide investors. That's why if anywhere you have made profit in your portfolio, I will encourage you take your profit now and watch the trend because this same market we can surpass what you have touched. Also, you can come down for correction so that once you hit your target as a trader investor, take it and watch the next trend. Even when the market pull down, what attracted you to that position and still that, don't need to panic, rather hold your position and watch with confidence. But when you see that what attracted you are not there, you better report your loss. And that's why in Investdata, we always have what our stop loss when we are buying stock. When you are entering the stock, have the stop loss, have your profit target, and also your buy rate, so that you will know that from the one you are entering that you already have where you can accommodate your risk to, your risk appetite. Once you touch that price, I'm going to cut my loss so that I can go to another stock and regain what I've lost there. That is how to go. If you leave the market to detach for you, you might be in the negative side of the market. That's why I said always have the goal and let that goal guide you at any given time. It's very, very important. Quick one, we want to call up our indicators so that we can look at them and see where the market is going. It's very, very interesting that the market is looking good this time. The momentum is being maintained, and that momentum is what gives me confidence. And because of this momentum, you as a a trader or investor, you need to understand how to do this momentum so that you will not just see it with your eye and it also go bad or go the other side of your eye without taking action. Good one can see that market across the T line, and you know that when I tell you this, I say that T line serve as your support and your resistance because of human nature. It tells you what to do. You can see that when it's serving as what at a support level here, you can see it here that it was trading above the T line. Here it serves as your support. Here it's also serving as your resistance when all the interest action are below it here. For now, see that it has crossed it up again, heading for this T line. Trend line. Once you break it out, that confirms another new trend up again. You can see the trend line after the market has kind of side trend here at the quality at the distribution stage before we saw the decline. But now market has entered consolidation at the same time a markup phase, like I've said earlier yesterday. But if you come down and look at other indicators, tell the market is going somewhere. If you look at your MACD, yes, MACD is a lag indicator, but I'll tell you it gives a lot of information for you to know where the market is going. If you look at MACD, look at this histogram from here to this, you can see the way it is. But now it has crossed over to the other side. That means MACD has crossed this a signal line, and that signal was a bullish trend and momentum is on the green. You can actually see that the red line, the blue line across the red line from down, and that is for me is a good sign for you to know that there is momentum in the market now. And to confirm it, funds are entering the market. Don't forget that before we have seen the money flow around the 30, 25 all this time. But you can see it here. But now market money flow across the world, across the 50 mark to 50, 59, heading to 60. Say that liquidity has entered this market, and that as a result of what we expect the April maturity bond that also have provided liquidity, and also the companies paying dividend. This morning I got my lot on Transcorp, and also other investors are the got their alert. They need to either to invest into Transcorp or other companies. These are what provide liquidity market. I believe that also support the market going to the future. But don't be carried away with the market recovery. Once you hit your target as investor, trader, take about for those that are taking advantage of the price to buy. I'll tell you the price range in the market now still remain attractive for those that are thinking to buy for the year, for long term to hold. That means the market remains what attractive at the current market what we call price to earnings ratio of the market. And for individual stock, most of them are below 8, and that is good that these stocks are cheap. But like whatever that, the best way to know whether people are buying a stock is the demand and supply. What do they agree to settle, and that is what the market will tell you. And that's why you look at your volume and your what and your chart, because it gets relationship there. Demand and supply will give you what the volume is, and that is what to guide you to know where the market is heading at any given time. Yes, this is the market, but quick one. Want to look at what is happening in those stocks that will say that the top gainers. How far will they go? Like we mentioned, Capri. Want to quickly look at Capri now on the chart and see what Capri is doing, and how far low with will Transcorp go. Let's look at Capri first. Quickly look at Transcorp before we call it again. We can also discuss all this also in the comment class tomorrow by God. Yes, if you look at the chart here, I'll tell you that this chart is positive. You can see that it's a breakout here, but you can see here red already on the day chart for Capri. A sign of also selling position, people try to take profit after the money flow have hit almost 80. But let's go to our what I call 15 days chart to speak about. For me, there already sign of weakness for that. I can see where it is. Went up here, came down, can see profit taking activities already there. And if I go look at your MACD, the MACD is also giving sign coming down. That means if you this stop, that's really nothing stop you for taking your profit. Yes, I see that MACD is already giving sign on the 15-minute chart. Now let's look at the 1 hour chart, and the 1 hour chart is still strong for the stock. You can see but there's already a sign here for the stock that profit taking is in this one. In the last 1 hour, I can see that the touch up here try to stabilize. I can see looking green, but momentum is still very, very high. That means you need to watch the stock and you know your objective. Let it also guide your decision there. Let's look at Transcorp and see what is left in Transcorp. Is there any strength or just profit taking? When will it likely to back? Look at what the chart is saying. On 1 hour chart, you can see that it's selling below the T line already on 1 hour chart. That which tells you that profit taking has hit the stock. You can see also that it's bearish already on 1 hour chart. I mean the last 3 to 4 hours, stock has been on the downtrend. Money flow has also dropped to this level. We quickly look at the day chart for the stock which we have seen before. Then next is for us to look at the 15-minute chart as I've done for that one. I see that it's below the trend. I can see sign of I can see what is happening. Comment down, but then like I said, there is still potential that this stock will rebound. If you look at the 15-minute chart again, that means those that are in stock at where I advise that if you are bought at high, you can still watch. Yes, know that the Q1 number was not impressive, but let's see what will happen. Because momentum investing is different from fundamental investing. Let's watch and see what the volume and the sentiment that will come any moment from now to the stock. Yeah. On this note, I will say thank you for today, and look forward to see you for those in the premier class tomorrow afternoon, and also where we'll be discussing more on these earnings and how if you invest with them and what we are seeing to guide us going into the future. Like I said earlier here, in any market cycle, there are some industries, sectors, and the companies that benefit from it. How can you take advantage by as an investor to position early now that we are seeing this companies what first quarter earnings for the first for the current financial year? For me, it's a good one that these numbers are coming above market expectation. For me, it's a good trend to expect. Despite what happened in the first quarter of the year, the first 3 months of the year, we're seeing a positive number. For me, it shows that our economy and our managers has right they have understand the economy and adjust to it. We believe that this trend is sustained in terms of performance in Q2. That would be a good news for the market. On this note, I'll say thank you and see you tomorrow and after the this May Day holiday on Tuesday. Bye and enjoy the rest of